everyone to our episode number 12 of the Drops of Wisdom, the short section of cultivating a new generation. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the book Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. And to start talking about this topic and reflecting, I'm going to speak about aligning your inner self. Every thought, every emotion, every feeling, and of course the actions are aligned with the way you want your life to unfold. Although it might appear as if things are just happening to you, you are the only one making them manifest in that way. Hence, reclaiming more your inner power to change the outer conditions begin with aligning your inner wisdom. The main quote I want to emphasize during this reflection is: if we manage to interpret the reference of what is happening outside more positively, we can direct our lives in a more optimistic way. So if you are grieving, you could use that experience as a resource to make you stronger as a person. Everything that happens for us. Is a reflection of what we need to do, how we need to change our mindset and the thoughts and generate a different profile of emotions in order to shift towards what we want to achieve. When was the last time you thought about changing your life? To change anything about your life, you first have to make a clear decision. You have to make a compromise with yourself. Then, no matter what challenges you may face, you have to stick with that decision. It is not like the resolutions of New Year. It is not just ventilating the things that you want to achieve, because that doesn't work, even if you are doing a Facebook Live and saying what you want in your life to change. If you don't set up dates, times, and timelines so that you can track your progress, nothing is going to change and nothing is going to happen. So that mindset, in order to shift, to change anything about your life, you first have to make that decision, and that necessitates that you must be willing to adapt your approach as you meet the obstacles. So it doesn't matter if 1 or 2 days you don't comply with the things that you already schedule. What matters is that you continue and you go on with what you said you were going to do. So it is also giving us grace for those emergency situations or things that can break our pattern and our rhythm, and find again the compromise and the vision that we want to achieve. While committing to major decisions may be challenging, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So when you inevitably fail as you try to enact a change in your life, don't be discouraged. Take that as a learning opportunity. What can you see from that failure in terms of the mindset, in terms of the emotions, in terms of the importance that you give to that kind of derail system from the goals that you already want. However, to ensure that you change the behavior over the long term, it is crucial to find a new, more desirable habit that gives you an equal amount of pleasure than the negative one and the one that you want to replace. So it is all about building stronger and more commit or compromised habits with yourself. This technique has proven a track record for helping people break even quite extreme habits. In one study on the effectiveness of replacing unhealthy habits or behaviors with healthier ones, researchers examined the rehabilitation of drug addicts. They found that those addicts who found an alternative, healthier habit that could bring them equal pleasure such as entering a new relationship or starting a hobby, we're far less likely to revert to the addiction. So we need to find those healthier habits. We need to imagine ourselves in the future. We need to generate those emotions that we want to experience when we achieve that goal and that milestone, in order to frame our identity with a different kind of pattern, with different beliefs. That's how your brain is going to pick up the messages, because you are already feeling the things, you are already there. Now it comes the journey, and now you are more compromised with the journey because you already have the emotions, you already primed your mind in order to ignite the power of plasticity, neural plasticity, that is going to happen in your brain. You will start releasing a lot of neurotransmitters just by writing how do you want to feel when you achieve that kind of goal, and how do you want to see yourself. Imagine, for example, two people that turn 60. One of them might think that life is coming to an end, and now this is the best years are gone. The other, however, might be truly thrilled or for everything that is still in store for her. So it is just a change and a shift in the perception that we are going to do. What could account for such a striking difference in the outlook of people? What is happening in the mindset and in the perception of people? The way that we see the world and ourselves is shaped by our beliefs. A belief is an idea that is supported by evidence. You might, for example, have the idea that you are an excellent chess player, but that idea will become a belief only if it is supported by certain evidence, for example, winning the majority of the time in terms of those chess games. That's what happens when you start building the habit, when you start rewiring your brain, when you repeat the actions, even if they are small at the beginning, you are creating that new line of thought, and you are creating the evidence for your brain and your identity to replace the negative belief with the healthier one. And it is much stronger if you already see yourself and speak as if you were what you want to become. For example, if you want to lose weight, you are already going to say that you are a lean person, that you are a stronger person, that you are a person that do exercise, that you are a person that is compromised with the health and well-being of his or herself. So saying that in loud voice is going to rewire also your mind and to create a different identity, because you are already believing that you are that future reference. Habitual beliefs, like all habits, can be broken, so the negative ones are going to be replaced. So don't worry for them. Just worry for the positive ones and start repeating the actions. As with any other habit, to change an existing belief, you need to associate sometimes the pain with the old one and pleasure with the new one. So imagine, now we are going to do the reverse exercise. Imagine yourself repeating and repeating over and over again the negative habit. How are you going to end up in 10 years, in 20 years? Do you want to have a lot of weight? Do you want to become obese? Do you want to develop a chronic disease? That's the future of yourself if you keep doing the negative thing. So picturing that is also going to create a pattern of fear, but in the positive way, so that you do something right now that you can change the things, to implement the healthier habits and to get rid of the negative ones. Pain doesn't mean that you suffer. Pain means that you are doing the work. That's kind of the reward. It means developing a different perception over the negative habit that in the future will turn out to be a reality in the way your life will be affected. So the more we prime our minds with the healthy habits, the more we speak of us as the healthier version, and the more we write those things. Remember that writing and journaling is also related to the kinesis of wiring the new pathways in your brain and sending new signals to your brain to release neurotransmitters. And that will attach a lot more power than just speaking about them. So I hope that these tips and lessons in order to align yourself with what you want and with the future that you want to create help you to rewire your brain and start reshaping your identity. Thank you very much for paying attention. If you like the episode, if it resonates with you, help me to share it in your social networks. Thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon and rest of the week. We will see each other next Wednesday. Bye.